Now, here's something that all the religions of the world have in common. Well, the major religions anyways. It's this: how can a man be right with God? How can a man be right with God? Most religions, actually you can take all religions and reduce them down to two: religion of works and a religion of grace. All the religions of the world are saying, do this, do that, and make yourself worthy before God. Make God your debtor. Live in such a way that God must save you because He owes you. That's what works is actually saying. And then there's a salvation by grace. It's a gift. We go to a Muslim man and we ask him, if you died right now, where would you go? And let's say he says, I would go to paradise. Why? Well, because I've read the Quran, I've made the pilgrimages, I've made the prayers, I'm a righteous man, I'm a good man. Okay? You go to the Orthodox Jew and you say, if you died right now, where would you go? I'd go to paradise. Why? Well, I love the law of God. I am a righteous man. I fast. I pray. But then you go to the Christian, the real Christian. And you say, if you died right now, where would you go? To heaven. Why? And the Christian says this: in sin did my mother conceive me, and in sin was I born. Going astray from God from the womb, I have broken every law. Let's say the reporter looks at this person and says, well, I don't understand. I mean, I understand the other two gentlemen. They're going to heaven. They're right with God because they deserve it, because they're good, because they've worked for it, because God owes them. But you're telling me you're going to heaven, and yet there's no reason why you should be going to heaven. What is the foundation of your hope? And the Christian goes, I'm going to heaven based upon the virtue and the merit of another, Jesus Christ my Lord. And that is why Paul ends up this text saying, there is no boasting. No boasting whatsoever. Because all our hope is found not in our own righteousness, not in our own deeds, not what we have accomplished, not what we can wrangle out of the hands of God because He owes us, because we've been so good before Him. Our hope is built on nothing less than Jesus' blood and righteousness. I dare not trust the sweetest frame, but wholly lean on Jesus' name. That's why the Christian is the only person who can claim to be going to heaven and not be boasting. Because he is not going there because of his own works or his own deeds, but because of Christ. Now the argument would be thrown back at me, well, that's what we all know. The Christians just take it as a gift, they receive it, and then they live like a demon. No, they don't. Unconverted church members do that. And unconverted university students who claim to know Christ do that. They say salvation is a gift, and then they live just like the world. But the true Christian, the more he understands that salvation is a gift, that it is not based upon his own works, the more broken he is over his own sin, and the more he desires to live for Christ. It's not a duty to be accomplished. It's promoted by love. It's motivated by grace.